Debate on Metro TV. We are live on Facebook at Metro TV, Ghana on DSTV on channel 277. My name is Nana Kwesi. It's time for the headlines. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation dismisses report linking Ibrahim Mahama to VACO's acquisition. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration intensifies efforts to combat fraudulent overseas recruitment. Later on Good Afternoon Ghana, we will be looking at the upcoming National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise announced by the Accra Metro Assembly. These and many more coming up. Welcome back, and these are the details. Deputy Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Samuel Amwan, says the leadership of the union has begun engagement with the Ministry of Transport on a proposed 30% increase in transport fares. And according to him, government has assured the union that it is doing everything possible to stabilize petroleum product prices. He explained that the union has therefore decided to wait until the next fuel window price, that is on the 31st of July 2026, before deciding on the next course of action.
Had a call from the transport ministries, and there was an emergency meeting between the leadership and the transport ministries prior to our intended, 30% increment, and that the meeting ended this way, that government is still working on things. We have been told, the next price window is just around the corner. But from what they were saying is that they are doing everything possible to make sure that they can be able to stabilize the petroleum product, and that we should hold on. So finally, we agreed that the next price window will be around 31st. After 31st, if nothing is being done, then we also think of the next line of action. So as I'm speaking to you, the proposed, 30% has not been approved, but we are still waiting, to see what will happen, around the next price window before we take a final decision.
Right, just share with us how it is affecting your day-to-day operations.
Trust me, every commercial driver is now suffering seriously, and the cowners are also suffering. If you go to some various workshops, you find out that vehicles are being parked, there that they cannot even get money to repair the vehicles. And though the few ones that are working at the close of the day, driver will use all his money to go and buy fuel. Fuel price now, diesel is hitting almost 18 Ghana cedis, while the petrol is also hitting around 15 cedis. So imagine, at the close of the day, driver will work and you go home empty-handed. They cannot even make their sales. Nowadays, to spare parts to very, and then at the same time to talking about DVLA taxes. Quite recently, just last April, DVLA increased their charges. And now they have even introduced some delinquency. If your road were to get expired, the day, if you don't do the same day, the next day you go, it will attract a penalty of 80 to 100 Ghana cedis. So all these things have added up to our operational costs. So now drivers are suffering seriously based on what we are experiencing now.
And away from that, Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amoah, says fuel prices have surged sharply over the past 10 days, with diesel now coming up to 18 Ghana cedis per litre, rising concerns over increased operating costs for businesses and transport operators who rely heavily on the product.
Prices have gone up, fuel prices, clearly. Over the past 10 days have been very unsustainable. You have a situation where diesel for the start of the window, 16th, we saw diesel around 16 Ghana cedi, 15.79. A jump to 16 is gone to 17. It's just a few pesos now to about 18 Ghana cedis. I'm quite certain that for a lot of the people who depend on diesel, that would be quite a slap in the face. But this is not the first time. You recall not long ago, some 2-3 months ago, we got to these levels, and for which government had to intervene by removing almost 2 Ghana cedis a liter from the price of diesel, and then 39 pesos a liter on the price of petrol.
And apologies for the technical hitch over there. I'm sure that is going to be resolved, and the story would come fully to all of you. And away from that, workers of the Volta Aluminium Company Limited, together with the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, and they have actually staged a massive demonstration in Tema against government reported plan to sell a 70% equity stake in the state-owned aluminium smelter. The union says the proposed transaction threatens jobs, national ownership, and in Ghana's integrated aluminium industry.
Hundreds of workers clad in red marched through the principal street of Tema on Monday, demanding an immediate halt to the reported sale of a 70% stake in VACO to ARC Holdings Consortium. The peaceful demonstration, which started from the VACO clubhouse under heavy police security, followed a formal protest by the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, warning of a nationwide industrial action if the transactions proceed.
To our concerns remain unaddressed. Within the shortest possible time, the union will have no option but to consult its appropriate structures and determine the next course of action. Such action, if deemed necessary, will assume a national character.
The union further warned that if its concerns are ignored, it will consult its national structures to determine the next phase of industrial action. Receiving the petition on behalf of government, Tema Metropolitan Chief Executive Ebi Bright commended the workers for conducting a peaceful demonstration and assured them the petition would be forwarded to President John Dramani Mahama for consideration.
This is for the Ghanaian and for the state. So in good faith, we will send this message across. And I want to reassure you that this is a listening government, and that no matter what, you must keep faith in the good intentions and the resolve to reset, not only reset the nation, but to ensure jobs, prosperity, and economic viability for all Ghanaians. So on this note, I want to thank you again for the peaceful nature of your approach to us, and reassure you that your concerns will be addressed in the most transparent and engaging manner as we can guarantee.
The Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, GIADEC, are yet to officially respond to the union's allegations regarding the proposed equity sale.
Let's turn our attention now to Ghana's Vice President, Professor Nana Jane-Opoku Agyeman, and she has called on Ghanaians in the diaspora to deepen their engagement with Ghana and contribute actively to the country's economic transformation. And she made the call during the exclusive engagement with Ghanaians in the diaspora at the residence of Ghana's ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Victor Emmanuel Smith, on Thursday, July 23, 2026.
The special program held under the theme Ghanaians Meet the Vice President brought together members of the Ghanaian community in the United States for an open and wide-ranging interaction with the Vice President of Ghana's development agenda. The role of the diaspora, economic opportunities, and the collective responsibility of Ghanaians to build a better country. Key among discussions of the Vice President's address was the need for Ghana to move away from the export of raw materials and embrace value addition and industrialization. Vice President Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman charged Ghanaians in the diaspora to take advantage of opportunities emerging in Ghana and play a more active role in building industries that process the country's natural resources.
Brick by brick, city by city, we are building the Ghana we want. And we are inviting all of you to come on board. We are putting a halt to this whole strategy. We are putting a halt to this whole strategy of exporting raw materials. Is enough. We must add value.
The Vice President touched on the need for prudent management of the nation's resources.
We want all of us to close our ranks and come together to build our beautiful country. We know we can. Do you disagree? No. So you know we can. That is why we have decided to focus on the things that benefit everybody. What are some of them? We all need good roads, good drinking water, land that is not poisoned. We want education that counts, health care that takes good care of us. We want to live in safe environments. These have nothing to do with whether we go to church or we don't.
And away from that, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration says government is intensifying efforts to combat fraudulent overseas recruitment,
press briefing,
human trafficking and irregular migrations as criminals networks continue to exploit vulnerable Ghanaians. And with false promises and in jobs, education and business opportunities abroad. He spoke at a press briefing yesterday.
Addressing a press briefing in Accra, the minister said phase 2 of the evacuation exercise, which began on Sunday, July 26, is expected to facilitate the return of about 1,000 Ghanaian nationals from South Africa. According to him, 132 Ghanaians have so far been safely repatriated through commercial flights, with an additional 84 expected to arrive by Tuesday, July 28. He noted that the government is working closely with South African authorities to ensure the evacuation is carried out in an orderly, dignified and safe manner.
The support provided to evacuees so far has included an emergency cash grant to cover urgent personal expenses, including transport, food, and medication. Psychologists and trauma counselors have also been deployed for arrival responses and to follow up in community-based sessions. We have also partnered with faith-based organizations and civil society groups to provide additional emotional and spiritual support, recognizing that many of these citizens have endured horrors no human should face. In brief, the government has mobilized the full machinery of the government of Ghana to ensure that these returnees are received and reintegrated with dignity.
Beyond the South Africa response, the minister said the ministry is preparing to launch a public-private partnership consular assistance fund to improve Ghana's ability to respond swiftly to emergencies involving citizens abroad.
The scale of humanitarian interventions undertaken since the beginning of 2025 has reinforced the need for a sustainable financing mechanism to support Ghanaian nationals facing genuine emergencies abroad. These interventions demonstrate that effective consular protection often requires immediate financial resources to provide emergency travel assistance such as temporary accommodation, medical assistance, welfare support, and, where necessary, repatriation or evacuation. It is against this background that we will soon be launching a public-private partnership for the consular fund to be established.
The minister also provided an update on the detention of the Member of Parliament for Asansiachem North, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, in the Netherlands. He said the MP who was detained in Amsterdam under a U.S. extradition order is receiving consular assistance from Ghana's mission in The Hague.
Following his detention, our mission in The Hague has taken up the matter and is offering consular assistance to the Honourable Member of Parliament. They are coordinating with his family and his legal representatives, as well as relevant Dutch authorities, to ensure that he is treated in accordance with internationally recognized standards and that his rights are not violated. I can confirm that on the 24th of May 2026, I personally paid the Honourable MP a consular visit in The Hague. I also note that he was doing quite well when I engaged him. I also had the opportunity of interacting with his lawyer during my consular visit to The Hague.
Let's take a look now at the Ghana Medical Association, as they have welcomed government's decision through the Environmental Protection Agency to phase out styrofoam products, describing the move as a significant environmental and public health intervention. Speaking at the GMA's 26th Annual Public Lecture, President of the Ghana Medical Association, Professor Ernest York, said the planned ban, if implemented very well, has the potential to significantly reduce plastic pollution and improve public health.
Professor York noted that the success of the policy would depend on the availability of affordable and sustainable alternatives, improved waste collection and recycling systems, intensified public education, and strict enforcement of environmental regulations. He, however, urged government to extend the policy beyond styrofoam products to include all single-used plastics in order to achieve a comprehensive and lasting solution to plastic pollution. He adds that food packaging should protect food from contamination without creating additional environmental hazards. The GMA president said ensuring food safety requires collective responsibility, calling on government to strengthen regulation and enforcement, industry players to uphold food manufacturing and handling standards, food vendors to adopt hygienic practices, and consumers to make informed food choices while disposing of waste responsibly.
Proposed ban must be expanded beyond just the styrofoam products to include single-use plastics in order to achieve a comprehensive solution. From the perspective of public health, this discussion extends beyond flagging. Food packaging should protect food from contamination without creating additional environmental hazards. As healthcare professionals, we support the adoption of packaging materials that are safe, environmental, sustainable, affordable, and practical for consumers and for food vendors alike.
Also speaking at the lecture, Professor Amos La, Professor of Public Health Nutrition at the University of Ghana School of Public Health, called for a broader definition of food safety that incorporates nutrition and overall health. He noted that sustainable progress in food safety would only be achieved when every stakeholder within Ghana's food system actively contributes to protecting public health.
There is a need for the Food and Drugs Authority and its agencies, which is the Ministry of Health, to work with all other, government ministries and departments. Indeed, there's a role for non-stakeholders as well. Non-stakeholders, including academics. Here, this event is organized by the Ghana Medical Association, and so they have a role to play. And so until we have all food systems actors, food systems stakeholders taking interest in food safety, we are not going to be able to sustainably address this complex problem.
And away from that, youth in the Aveno traditional area in the Akachi South District of the Volta region have been encouraged to venture into the agribusiness value chain to secure their future. According to the paramount chief of the Aveno traditional area, Togbega Dogyo Anumha, agribusiness is one of the lucrative sectors playing a vital role in creating meaningful employment, improving food security, and contributing significantly to the country's economy.
Over the years,
The foundation has been distributing free coconut seedlings and organizing youth empowerment forums for young people in the Akache South district. The initiative aims to encourage the youth to develop an interest in farming while educating them on modern agricultural practices that will empower, equip, inspire, and transform them into successful agribusiness entrepreneurs. The 5 editions of the Coconut Seedling Distribution and Youth Empowerment Forum have seen the distribution of more than 5,000 free coconut seedlings while providing participants with practical knowledge on farming and its potential to create sustainable jobs and improve livelihoods. Addressing participants at the event, the paramount chief of the Aveno traditional area encouraged the youth to invest their time, energy and resources in agribusiness to create employment opportunities for themselves and others.
I also want to take this opportunity to encourage the youth to go into agriculture. Let's not look at agriculture as the preserve of the poor or the uneducated. Let's take a keen interest in agriculture. Let's endeavor to go into agriculture, to go into all aspects of it.
Founder and chairman of the foundation urged the beneficiaries not to see the seedlings merely as gifts but as seeds of prosperity that could create opportunities and become a lasting legacy for their families.
I urge you to see these seedlings not merely as gifts but as seeds of prosperity. Plant them, nurture them, and protect them.
The Member of Parliament for the Savelugu constituency, who chaired the event, expressed admiration for the vision of the foundation. She encouraged the beneficiaries to embrace the initiative with dedication so that the coconut plantations would become valuable assets capable of improving their lives.
I encourage you to nurture these seedlings with dedication. Let them become lasting assets that improve your lives and contribute to the development of our community.
One of the facilitators, John Paul Samevo, said coconut has a highly lucrative value chain capable of producing a wide variety of products for both local consumption and export. He encouraged the youth to take the initiative seriously and work towards making Akache a hub for coconut production and processing.
You know, the youth need support, and especially coconuts has a very lucrative value chain. You know, not only the water, we can get coconut oil, we can use the shells for charcoal. You know, so there's a lot can be done in this value chain.
Meanwhile, the foundation also used the occasion to donate a modern multifunctional photocopier and an office chair to the Ghana Police Service and Ghana Health Service, 2 butterfly sewing machines to apprentices, 2 sets of jerseys and footballs to selected basic schools, and cash support to selected continuing university students from the municipality.
And the International Monetary Fund Executive Board has approved the final review of Ghana's $3 billion extended credit facility program, officially bringing the country's bailout program to an end. The approval also unlocks a final disbursement of about $371 million, while Ghana's transition to a new non-financing policy program aimed at sustaining economic reforms.
As Ghana exits the bailout program, the IMF has outlined 10 key reforms to sustain economic stability and growth. First, it wants government to use the new policy coordination instrument to maintain investor confidence and demonstrate its commitment to sound economic management. The fund is also calling for stronger domestic revenue mobilization by widening the tax base and improving tax collection. It wants the Bank of Ghana to maintain its independence by ending quasi-fiscal activities and transferring its domestic gold purchase program to Gold Board. The IMF further expects government to recapitalize the Bank of Ghana by 2032 to strengthen financial stability. Government is also being urged to complete negotiations with the remaining external creditors to fully conclude Ghana's debt restructuring program. The fund wants tighter oversight of state-owned enterprises, particularly in the energy and cocoa sectors, to reduce fiscal risks. It is also asking government to keep public debt on a sustainable path towards its target of 45% 2% of GDP by 2034. The IMF is calling for stronger supervision of banks and other financial institutions to address remaining vulnerabilities in the financial sector. At the same time, it wants governments to expand social protection to support vulnerable households while sustaining economic recovery. Finally, the fund is urging Ghana to strengthen governance by implementing anti-corruption measures, including reforms to the asset declaration system and the passage of the Conduct of Public Officials Bill.
And that's it for the Midday News. My name is Nana Kwesi Kwesia. Good afternoon, Ghana continues after this break.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena, bra.
Oh, Abena. It's not Abena rice. Eat any of that.
Abena rice. And Nijian Kwa. FDA adjudging crats way that's
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m., Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m., Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m., and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m. Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, channel 134 on GoTV.
old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Good day, fellow Ghanaians. Dr. Adelaide Arobase-Ejafon is my name, Executive Director of the Jospon Group of Companies and the CEO of the African Agribusiness Consortium. By the grace of God, after several years of contributing significantly to Ghana's sanitation and waste management transformation, the Jospon Group made another bold decision a few years ago to support the transformation of Ghana's agriculture sector. As we became more involved in the agriculture sector, we realized that although Ghana has enormous agricultural potential, transforming the sector would require the active participation of a new generation of skilled and passionate young people. That is why, in partnership with the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, we sponsored 118 young Ghanaians to pursue postgraduate studies in agriculture and environmental sciences. Our goal was to prepare young professionals who will help drive Ghana's agricultural transformation. In about 2 weeks' time, these graduates will return home. They are coming back with knowledge, skills, and fresh ideas, and we are proud to welcome them home. I believe their success will not only benefit as individuals, but will also contribute to the growth of our agriculture sector and the development of our country. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, for being a valued partner in this journey, and to the Embassy of Ghana in the Russia Federation for its unwavering support and commitment to the welfare of our students throughout their studies. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Maini Tumpong.
From finding your dream home to building a legacy for your family, the Homeowner Show has been your trusted guide.
How sure are you what you are getting is the right land? And it has to do with searches, land commission, checking social planning authority, checking everything to make sure that what you are buying is not a problem or a challenge
prone, transaction.
The stress of even not owning a house and constantly coughing up to rent is a big issue.
Join me, Hannah Atiasi, and my distinguished panelists as we delve into exciting conversations. Season 3 of The Homeowner Show, every Saturday at 6 p.m., only on Metro TV. Don't just own a house, build a legacy for your family.
In a time where noise is loud, but clarity is rare, one program is changing the conversation. Welcome to the Intelligence Desk. This is not a talk show. This is a working studio. Each week, we break down the biggest national and global issues from AI and digital transformation to trade, jobs, governance, and national competitiveness, and turn complexity into practical, usable knowledge. Sharp questions, structured thinking, real solutions built live on air. With resident resource person Dr. David King Boyson, the show moves beyond commentary, designing frameworks, mapping strategies, and holding decision makers accountable. From the big issue briefing to the strategy lab to the innovation and opportunity board, every episode delivers tools you can use. If you care about Ghana's future, if you value clarity over chaos, if you believe leadership requires intelligence, then this is your desk. The Intelligence Desk, hosted by RSM Kofi Dole Lawson on Metro TV, where Ghana thinks forward.
Right, many thanks for joining us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Today is, what's today's date actually? But we're actually in the final days of, so today is 28th July, just wanted to get that right. And we're wrapping up the last week in the month of July. Many thanks for joining us here today on the program. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So now today coming up on the show, we'll be getting into a conversation about the Accra Metropolitan Assembly because they have released a statement and they are announcing the August edition of the National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise with strict enforcement. And so that is one of the conversations we're having this afternoon. And then later we'll get into some other conversations here on the show. So do want to stay with us till the very end at 2 p.m. when we wrap up. So let me just read some bits of the statement from the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and then we can have the interview there. So signed by the Head of Public Affairs, Gilbert Niankra, who will join us via Zoom, says that the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA, wishes to inform all stakeholders, traders, shop owners, transport operators, market leaders, corporate institutions, organizations, and residents that the August edition of the National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise will be held in Accra on Saturday, 1st August 2026 from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Accordingly, all shops, stores, tabletop businesses, hawking and trading activities are expected to remain closed during the period, as activities for the day will focus on the desilting of drains, clearing of choked gutters and waterways, sweeping of public spaces, and evacuation of refuse. The exercise will take place across all sub-metros, electoral areas, markets, lorry parks, communities, business districts, and other public spaces within the metropolis. And this one, emboldened in the statement, says all stakeholders, traders, shop owners, and residents are required to actively participate in the exercise by cleaning the surroundings, desilting drains, clearing frontage areas, removing refuse, and supporting efforts to keep Accra clean. So that's the statement from the Accra Metropolitan Assembly on this announcement. So we get on to Zoom now and speak to Gilbert Niankra, he's Head of Public Affairs for the Metro Chief Executive. Gilbert, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time here on the program. Just before we get into this announcement, just share with us how the 2-day national exercise. That is the cleanup exercise went with the Metro, and how you handled that before we get into this announcement of the one that will happen on the 1st of August.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and on behalf of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, led by the Mayor, Honorable Michael Kpakpa-Lote, we want to say good afternoon to all your terrorist viewers. Yes,
Jobert, are you able to put on your camera? Okay. So, okay. So right, we can see you now. Thank you so much. So please go ahead.
Fortunately, I had to move from where I am. We are currently having an engagement, stakeholder engagement on our fee-fixing resolution.
Okay.
But just as I was saying, the 2-day national sanitation, the 2-day general cleaning exercise that was directed by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for us as a city was very, very useful because it granted us the opportunity to move into areas where we were not able to do the cleaning, areas that were choked as a result of post-flood waste. It went up quite well. We know the Mayor Honorable Michael Kpakpa-Lote declared a 1-week cleanup exercise within the Metro. So within the entire Accra Metro, we're embarking on that 1-week cleanup exercise. In addition to our periodic cleaning of the Central Business District, evacuation of the waste, the Mayor also declared free refuse collection. So concentration was within the Aveno area, the Okakwe South area. Now, if you come to Agbogboluchin, if you come to the Gamashin area, and then the Central Business District. So within these areas, we're able to evacuate, let me say, over 80 trips of the tipper trucks being waste, some waste from drains, some were also post-flood waste from residents. So it went quite well, and we as a city would want to urge residents and all stakeholders to put in the energy they put in that particular 2-day national general cleanup exercise into the upcoming National Sanitation Day. You know, this National Sanitation Day has been there before the cleanup exercise and all that. So we want that kind of energy so that together we'll be able to keep our various surroundings clean.
Right. So on the back of that, what were some of the things that you had seen that with this announcement that you have given, you're hoping that things will change?
You know, this very announcement, we as a city, we are quite happy that, you know, we have a lot more of the citizens' participation, because it plays an important role in ensuring that the work is done. As we know, issues of sanitation is a shared responsibility, and the waste is generated on daily basis. For instance, if you come into the Central Business District, today we have traders, people coming around. Obviously, people are going to consume products, people are going to drink. Where is the waste going? So it's a periodic generation of waste, and as such, if we come together, if you look at the Assembly's communal labor law, it grants residents that, let me say, opportunity, or compels residents to come on board anytime there is such days assigned for cleanup exercise, so that together we'll be able to do the work. If you do within your area, somebody does, together we'll be able to achieve a clean city. And for this exercise, we want people to know there are areas where you even get to a place where you see a sachet of water that has been drunk in front of a shop, in front of a house. Let us use this particular cleanup to ensure that all these things are dealt with. And don't forget, this cleanup exercise also coincides with the Homo celebration of the Ga people, for which I'm proud, and we want to use this opportunity as a city to ensure that we clean all these areas prior to the festive season.
So on the 1st of August, and it's very interesting in your statement, there's a part that is really emboldened in the letter. What are you saying with that? Because even with the two-day national exercise, we saw that the mayor was moving around with his entourage and the task force, where some persons who were not involved in the cleanup exercise were arrested and all of that. So every single person who has a shop or a stall or whatever thing, as you mentioned, tabletop, is supposed to be part of this. All those stores are supposed to be closed down.
Exactly. So just as the mayor has instructed, and it is the law, during this period, no trading activities, no form of commercial activities. If you are a shop owner, even business entities, we are encouraging corporate institutions to also come out. On that day, they shouldn't just be home. They should come out and ensure that within their environs, they do the cleaning. And you know, the mayor, Honorable Michael Kwakwalote, as part of measures to intensify enforcement. As I speak to you now, as an assembly, our sanitation court is very, very functional now. So a lot more of environmental health officers have also been deployed in the system. So they are going to be very, very functional this time around, just as the regional minister, Honorable Linda Obini-Wauklu, said, that after the general cleanup exercise that was instructed by the president, we are going to ensure that enforcement becomes very, very key. Hence, this particular exercise is going to be there's going to be strict enforcement of the law. So the public health officers, together with the task force, will move around. Even where you have a shop closed and in front of the shop, that place is not tidy, we'll get our men to issue sermons, come back on Monday to ensure that whoever operates that particular area is dealt with in accordance with the law. And this is not only for shop owners alone, but it cuts across for residential areas and all that. We want everybody to come out. And then let's ensure that we do the cleaning once again, so that it will not only prevent flooding, but it will go a long way to helping preventing communicable disease.
Right. You talk about transport operators. Do explain that, because on such days we still see the trotros, the taxis moving around. How are you going to get them to be part of this?
Yes. So, for instance, if you come into the central business district, the transport terminals, we also compelling them to ensure that within their various terminals, they do the cleaning as well. So during the period, we would not want them to, for instance, their entire fleet of vehicles moving without their areas being cleaned. Our task force will move around. So if we come to a terminal and the terminal is not cleaned and the vehicles are moving, of course, we're going to ensure that no vehicle moves until the cleaning is done. They would also be surcharged and prosecuted. So that is going to be the mode of operation on that day. No form of activity at all. We want everybody to come on board so that we'll finish the cleaning by 12, so that all other activities resumes.
There were concerns.
And let me
right, go ahead.
I just wanted to add briefly that currently, you know, the Mayor Honorable Michael Kwakwalote has ensured that as an assembly, we have our own compactor trucks. As we speak, we're able to outdoor 2 new compactor trucks. So in terms of logistics, they are going to play an important role to get the waste evacuated from the various collection points.
Right. So that was what I was going to come to, that the concerns about the collection of the waste. Even after that 2-day exercise in some of the markets in the AMA, there were concerns that heaps of refuse were still uncollected after some days. So that's what I was coming to. So you're assuring us that we wouldn't see a lot of the waste, you know, by the roadside after all the work is done. How long would it take to clear all of that?
As for that one, I can assure you, and you know, with respect to the 2-day national cleaning, the waste that came out was quite massive, but thank God, as a city, the mayor was able to deploy trucks, deploy men to ensure that as we speak, none of the waste is out there, and we are going to ensure that with this new compactor truck, just as I said, it's going to ensure that the fleet in evacuating the waste is increased, and that will go a long way to help. We will not leave any waste. You know, it's happening on a Saturday, so we're going to use Sunday to also do more mop-ups within the various areas. So on Monday, when business resumes within the city center and other areas, we are going to get these areas very, very clean. I can assure you on that.
Okay, that's good to hear. When some of the goods from the hawkers were, taken by the task force, we're told that it was going to the children's home. Did that happen? Or you're looking at a different...
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, of course. And for us as a city, anything that is being seized, with being it food items or non-food items, we send all these items to the children's home, and they've been coming to pick some of these things up. One of these days when they come, we are going to invite the media to also see some of the process. But all the items are being sent, unless those which are not, if it is food and it cannot be consumed as a result of public health issues, we ensure that those ones are destroyed.
Okay. Just a final one before you go. We are having this engagement to also let people hear about this exercise, but so that some people will say, "Mantil, I didn't hear about it." What exactly is the plan with that?
Yes, so with respect to education, as I speak to you now, the Information Services Department of the Assembly, government has deployed these new information vans with LED screens, and as we speak, they are within the communities to sensitize people, let people know that the National Sanitation Day is coming up, letting people not only with a voice or announcement, we're also showing videos. There's a new LED cinema van, so they are showing videos as well of what has been done previously to encourage people to also participate. So aside the vans they are using, they also have the megaphones, and they are moving these megaphones into the various markets to alert people as well. The media, let me use this opportunity to thank you for the opportunity to also let people know what we are doing as an assembly. We are also making good use of our social media handles all across at Accra Metropolis to let people know of what is happening, all that. And we want to encourage people that we generate the waste ourselves. And as such, in dealing with issues of sanitation, it is a shared responsibility. Let us all come together and ensure that we do this cleaning so that we can have a city and Accra where we can all live in and love it.
Right, Gilbert, Ankra, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. He's the head of public affairs for the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. As the Assembly has announced Saturday, 1st August, as the August edition of the National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise, and this, they say, is coming with strict enforcement. And so in the statement they released, all stakeholders, traders, shop owners and residents are required to actively participate in the exercise by cleaning the surroundings, desilting drains, clearing frontage areas, removing refuse, and supporting efforts to keep Accra clean. And they say that if you do not participate in this, as you're in the enclave of the Assembly, the sanitation courts are working, and then you'll be taken there, and whatever that happens there, well, that comes back to you. So that's the message from the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. We're taking a break here on Good Afternoon Ghana. When we come back, Guta is not happy about the situation at the ports with some of the shipping lines. We'll talk about that. The Vice President, Joseph Paddy, will be joining me here, so we have this conversation. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly after this break.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561-032-252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man swing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we've got you.
You get it?
You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone. With an upgrade on us, just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Right, welcome back from the break. Many thanks for staying with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Before the break, I mentioned that we're going to have a conversation with Guta because there's something happening at the ports with the shipping lines. They're not happy about it. And so Joseph Pardy, who is the vice president for the association, is joining us here in studio for a conversation on that. But before I bring him in, let me read the letter that Guta put out, the release. Says that the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Guta, is deeply concerned that despite the High Court's dismissal on Friday, 10th July 2026 of the application for an interlocutory injunction filed by the Ship Owners and Agents Association to restrain the implementation and enforcement of the Ghana Shippers Authorities Directive of 11th May 2026. Shipping lines and their agents continue to disregard the law. According to Guta's monitoring of the situation, several shipping lines are still charging their previous container administrative charges, which are significantly higher than the approved fee of 720 Ghana cedis. This is a blatant disregard for both the High Court's ruling and the Ghana Shippers Authorities Directive. And they say that in light of this, Guta is demanding, one, the immediate and full compliance by all shipping lines and the agents with the High Court's ruling and the approved container administrative charge of 720 cedis without any further delay. And two, the immediate enforcement of the High Court's ruling and the Ghana Shippers Authorities Directive by the relevant regulatory and enforcement authority. So these are two things that Guta is demanding. Mr. Paddy, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us here. So where did this start from?
Yes, let me give you a little background of where this started from. You know, we've been complaining about cost of doing business in the country, which is extremely high. That is not making business attractive. So based on that, one of the issues is the charges we face at the port.
Right.
Yes. So we reported to Shippers Authority that the charges by the shipping lines are on the higher side, and which they were not supposed to charge anyway. So Shippers Authority, we have
on the high side, how much was that?
We were paying as much as $160. Some were taking $200. It depends on the shipping line.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a fixed rate.
So approximately around $200.
Around $200.
Okay.
Some even take more than that. You know, so upon reporting to Shippers Authority, which are the authority who is supposed to manage our sector, we had a meeting with the Ship Owners Association, SWAG, about 15 times. And then finally we came to a conclusion that though they were not supposed to charge, because the charges were administrative charges, and even for any business or anybody who wants to do business, anything administrative, you must get the request from Parliament. Parliament must approve it.
Okay.
Yes. But even this one, they didn't go to Parliament and they were charging.
They decided by themselves
how much they should charge. That's what I'm saying. Some charge 160, some charge 200, depending on the shipping lines. So based on that, we had a meeting with Shippers Authority and we came to a conclusion. And finally, we agreed that we're going to pay 520 Ghana cedis. If it's an administrative charges. What are you doing? Is it the A4 sheet you are giving to us as a release? Is that what you are charging so much? So at the end of it all, they wrote back to Minister of Transport. Minister of Transport intervened, and after the intervention, we agreed, okay, let's knock off the $100 so that we pay $60 equivalent in CD. But they were even charging in forex, which is wrong. Administrative charge, you see. And that an administrative charge, your principal has to bring you money for this administrative purpose because I've paid my freight in full. It's like I always use this as an example. Just imagine you take an Uber, and after dropping from the Uber, Uber give me money to go and wash my car. That's what they're trying to do. But I've paid for my container, and if charged me a freight or maybe about 2,000, 3,000, I've paid. So what I'm expecting is I get to Ghana, I get my container out there, maybe I pay my transport, and I pick my container out there.
So everything is supposed to be included in the earlier charges?
All inclusive, all inclusive. But you come down to Ghana, and they say they have some administrative works that they need to do. And the administrative work we know that they do is the release, because they have to call their principal, or has this man paid his freight? Okay, yeah, he has paid. Release the container. So they give you an A4 sheet as a release that you've paid. You are good. Yeah, you are good to go. So with this service you are rendering, you are taking as much as $160. So and Shippers Authority find wisdom in what we're saying. They want to cut down cost of doing business in the country. So, and these are some of the things they do. And apart from that, it is not even the one, this is just one of many. Because someone on the line too, even when we are on holidays and your goods enters into demurrage, they ask you to pay a demurrage fee. When you are on a weekend that nobody is working, they even ask you to pay a demurrage fee. When your goods enter into a day or two, you have to pay. We say, no, you are not working. When you come out with your container, you want to discharge your container, and there's nobody to receive the container, the container stays on your car for a day or two, you are asked to pay a demurrage. So these are some of the things they were doing to shortchange the system. You know, so based on that, After the Shippers Authority announced that henceforth they should take 570, when they went to transport said, okay, let's have a middle point.
Okay.
Yeah, let's meet them halfway. So we agreed that, okay, let's knock off the $100, let's pay $60. So, and they announced it should be 720. 720 equivalent in CD terms. And then, lo and behold, before we could say Jack, this Ship Owners Association, SWAG, has taken Shippers Authority to court.
Okay. So, to get to follow the narration you're giving, so this is earlier this year?
Just this year. Okay. But we've had about 15 meetings since 2023 or so.
Okay.
Yes.
Regarding this particular situation.
Okay. Before we finally came to conclusion.
So that conclusion was done earlier this year with the $60 as you mentioned.
Exactly.
So that's a 720.
Originally it was 520.
Okay.
That's per the arrangement by Shippers Authority.
Okay.
And per their research, they say it's worth it to pay 520.
Okay.
And that's when they wrote a petition to Transport. And Transport intervened.
Had a meeting with
us. We had a meeting with Transport and them. And finally, the Transport Minister said, okay, let's knock off the 100, let's maintain the 60, whilst we're working on the others. Yes. And the 60 came to about 720.
720.
This year. Yeah, this year. And even the 720, they are still not taking the 720. They are taking the old dollar terms, the $160 terms. That's disregard to our court.
So after that, when they weren't happy, they took the issue to court.
They took the issue to court. They took Shippers Authority to court. Yes. So we were waiting to hear from the court, and then finally the court ruled that the Shippers Authority are justified, and therefore Shippers Authority will go and adhere to what they've proposed to do. So Shippers Authority also wrote a letter to all the shipping lines that henceforth you don't take administrative charge in dollar terms in forex, and 2, you don't charge more than 720 in CD. So that's what we agreed on. So the letter was released to them, but still, after the letter was released, they were still charging the old CDs, the old dollar terms in CD. Yes, you know. So we spoke. Our research team went around and we spoke to our agents to let us know what is on the ground. So the agents also came back with a complaint that they are still charging them the old. When you refuse to pay the old one, they don't release your container for you. So that's the difficulty. So you'll be compelled to pay. Because at the end of it will enter into demurrage again, and they will charge you again.
You have to be paying.
Yeah, you have to be paying. So our agents have no choice than to pay, and we are telling our agents not to pay because we are paying. Yes, and that's where we are now. That's why we are telling Shippers Authority to crack the whip. Lie down with their authority. Because if the law of the land says you should do ABC, you see, the worrying situation here is that even with this administrative charge that they're supposed to charge, they don't go to Parliament for ratification. Because the only administrative charges must be given by Parliament. Yes, and there are certain percentage, you don't go beyond that percentage.
Yes.
Parliament has to
decide.
But they don't care, they don't mind. So these foreigners who come to do business in our country are taking us for granted.
But in this case, where it's the Shippers Authority who's been given the go-ahead by the High Court to maintain the
fee fixing, yes.
the fixed price as after that meeting that you all had with the Transport Ministry.
Exactly so, yes.
Have you heard from the Shippers Authority as to why they haven't been able to implement that?
Yes, we've been asking questions, and Shippers Authority has written to them. So if they don't adhere to that, and they've not really adhered to that, so we want to know the second leg Shippers Authority is going to take, the action is going to take. So we're waiting patiently to see the action Shippers Authority is going to take. But we're going to go back to Shippers Authority to find out why are the people still charging the old fees.
In your release, you say that the shipping lines are telling you that they've not been told by their foreign...
their principals.
Their principals,
yes.
Right, as you put it, that they should charge that amount, and so they're not going to do that.
Yes, but we are talking about local charges. So it has nothing to do with your principal. It's a local fee. And the local fees are determined by the country. Local fees are determined by Parliament. So it's not about your principal. So, but the letter has been written to their principals. And the letter has been written to the company, the agency.
Okay.
So it's not about you waiting for your principal. Before you get the law says do A, B, C, D. Because I can't go to the state and then go and open a company there. And I say, oh, my principal is in Ghana. Let me talk to him. They said, but the law of the land says do A, B, C, D. You don't do otherwise. So it's neither here nor there. They are hiding behind this, their principal, for shortchanging the system and not doing the real thing, the realistic things that they need to do, they are supposed to do. So we are saying that the Shippers Authority must come again and crack the whip. If possible, some of them must be surcharged. You know, because some of the charges they are taking, my brother, if I tell you, you have no idea. Your goods enter into rent, so you pay deposit, and your deposit after clearing your container is not given to you at a certain days. And we've also made all these complaints to Shippers Authority that they should look into it. If you know the number of money they are keeping as a result of that, you have no idea. Because you pay a deposit for a container. When you bring the container, it's supposed to be refunded back to you. And all those monies, they keep it. And we're going to run them on those areas. Yes, the battle has just started. We want to make sure we sanitize our shipping industry and our import industry and make sure cost of doing business comes down in the airport. Because Ghanaians are complaining the cost of goods and service in the country is extremely high as a result of some of these things.
Yes. And so for the shipping lines, they are disregarding the ruling by the High Court. The Shippers Authority, as you mentioned, you're waiting on them. Are you reaching out to them anytime soon? Or you want them to make the move by themselves? If it doesn't happen, is there any plan?
Yeah, the release came about a month ago. Yeah, so we're just monitoring the system to see whether they're going to
apply to
and adhere to the directives by the Shippers Authority. That is why we had an engagement with our shipping agents.
Right.
So we are in collaboration with our shipping agent, GIF and Kubak and the team, the rest, Achag and team. So we are monitoring. So based on the monitoring, that we're going to find out that they are still charging the OC. So we are giving back a report to Shippers Authority that based on the agreement we had with them, with the ship owners and the Ministry of Transport and the Shippers Authority and then GUTA, the business community, we agreed on a common ground that let's pay the $720. These people are still charging the $160 equivalent in cedi. So we'll be going back to Shippers Authority to find out why. After the court ruling, these are the concerns that we have.
I see that our very good friend Samson Asaki Awingobit is also very unhappy about what is happening, as he is the Executive Secretary for the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. So I would also try and get some response from the Shippers Authority, Professor Jampo there. My team would reach out and see what he's got to say with that. But really, as you're talking about the cost of doing business, the government will say that there are a lot of leakages at the port, and some of you, the duty that you're supposed to be paying, it was way below, and so they brought in the publican AI, and the minister says that it's regularly more money for government.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, there's a local saying in our language that if you be a mention, yes, the research by the GRA when we met the commissioner, it said that about 25% of people are shortchanging the system when they did their work. But you don't box all of us up that everybody's doing the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, I agreed. But the purpose of the publican AI, for our understanding, it wasn't supposed for revenue purpose.
It wasn't?
It was supposed to be for checks and balance. It's a tool. Yeah, a tool. But at the end of it, that tool must bring revenue.
Right.
Yes, it's a tool that they employed at the port to look at some of this leakage.
But initially, a lot of you were against it.
Yeah, we were against it because of the form that it came in.
Okay.
Yes, therefore, we're not against any tool that will enhance and encourage business, and that will enhance and facilitate business. But any tool that will come to disadvantage our business in terms of delay, that one will not go for it. So when the publican AI, that is the challenge we have. That we always say that when we talk of good governance, it's a collaborative effort between private and public sector combined.
Right.
But something that was introduced that when we have no idea about it, how it's going to work. You always want to fight the unknown, the uncertainty, So when they started, what we saw was that it was bringing delays in clearing. Yeah, because they give you apply a duty that you pay 150,000 Ghana cedis, then they move it to about 500,000 Ghana cedis, more than 500%. You know, so that's one. You see, there's something fundamentally wrong.
Okay.
Just imagine that a car that was supposed to be cleared for about 60-something thousand has moved to about 1 million. There's something wrong. Yes, there's something wrong. So the discharge of it becomes a problem. So when we went, then we have to do appeal, and appeal was delaying. Appeal, only 4 people on the table doing the appeal, and we didn't even know where to go for appeal when they give you that high duty. So finally, we met the ministry, and we met finance ministry, we met GRA, customs and jail commissioner, and then they moved the appeal number to about 12 to 15, which was now fast tracking. Yes. So, but now it has been a little stabilized. So the averagely, the last time we met the commissioner, I said averagely is doing about 40% addition increase, which we think still on the higher side, because we all know WTO say let's use transactional value, but they don't believe in our transactional values, and we also don't believe where are they getting? Where is publican getting the values from? So these are some of the challenges we're facing. Where is publican getting? Is it getting from Amazon? Is it getting from eBay or where? So these are some of the things we're all working on. Not that we don't agree to anything that will facilitate business. We are for it.
Have the duties come down, like as you were explaining earlier, that initially the amounts or the values that were coming out from the AI system was off the roof.
Right.
Has it been?
Oh no, it's been a little stabilized. It's been stabilized compared to what it used to be at the earlier stage. Now it's been stabilized. The duty has dropped. A duty that you maybe are paying 120,000 maybe has moved to about 160,000, 150,000.
Okay.
Which we think you can manage it somewhere along the line. Yes, but we're still working with it. And then the commission has also assured us that anytime we find a challenge, there's a DEX for appeal. DEX is there 24/7. Those who were not having it, yes. Now the appeal tool was given to Ministry of Finance. Now they've taken it back to Customs. But the Ministry of Finance was delaying. That brought about the delay. And you know, delay in business is a loss of money. So they've sent it back to. They brought it back to Customs. So Customs is now managing it. And then, like I said, appeal DEX is about 10, 12, 15 people. Very fast. So within 24 hours, they are sure that within 24 hours, your appeal must go through. At least, if it's the highest rate should be about 48 hours, your appeal must go through, so that you not incur demurrage and rent and all this. So that's what we're working on now. Yes, that's what we're working on. But for beginning, we propose that it should be suspended.
Yes, I remember that, because I remember I did the interview with Michael Chibefi, the member of parliament for New Job in South. He was asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Guta came in, some said Asaki Awingobe came in. I remember it was a very heated between himself and Michael on there, you know, because we were asking about the background of this AI system. Where is it coming from? Where's the contract?
Where did they get their...
Did you get those
numbers? Yes, we had. Finally, when we met, I think a 30-member committee was formed. I'm part of the committee from GRA. So we met the commissioner, and that's where we resolved to come to increase the appeal process, the number. So we had one that there are a few ones that we had that we couldn't get. The suspension, we didn't get that one. And the reason being that if we suspend it and we bring it back, there will be another challenge. So, but while we are working on, when the challenges are coming, they will know how to resolve them. So we bow down on that. And then we also propose that we want to see the workings of the publican AI. So the system was open. Recently, we had a meeting at the ministry, customs, GRA, and the system was open to us, and they were shown how they get their values from. But we were still having some challenge with those ones, so it will be rectified. So it's a work in progress. So now, Guta, the training community we are partners in this. You see, people should know that we are not against anything that will bring revenue to the country. But anything that will bring revenue and that will disadvantage businesses, what is the point? I always use this illustration. It's like a cow that you always milk. You'll be milking the cow so much, at the end of when the milk finishes, what happens? You begin to see blood, and that's what happens. So in the name of getting revenue to the country, what are you doing to businesses? Are you milking so much that you are entering into our capital? These are some of the questions we have here. Because one of the challenges of this country is that our tax rates are all high. To be sincere. For example, VAT rate. We are around 20%. Some of the West African sovereigns are doing 7%. Nigeria is doing 7%. Some of other countries are doing 15%. So we are always on the higher side. So on the word go, we are not attractive. You see, what our duty rate currently is almost about 50 to 55%. And I always say, so you import the goods about $100,000, you are paying about $55,000 in terms of duty.
Yeah.
That's why we're losing business to our neighboring countries.
That's come up as a lot of concern.
Yes.
And you know, many people are expecting the minister to touch on that also, because you spend money to buy a vehicle or whatever thing, and it gets to the port, and you're paying duty
More than the cost.
I mean, more than the cost of whatever that you imported.
Yes,
that's unacceptable.
Yes. And this it's been with them for years, because especially with the vehicles, you know, the WTO convention says let's use transactional values, which means how much you bought it.
Yes.
But when it comes to vehicle, they don't use it. They use the home delivery value. The home delivery means that at the time the car was produced, how much was it? If it's about $40,000, they give you a depreciation by a year or 2 or 3. And then they slap the duty on you. It's a challenge. So that is something
I know that, and that conversation is one that really the ministry should be looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Business we should be looking at, because you buy a car like $2,000. I bought a car about $4,500, and I paid duty about $5,200. You know, so some small rickety vehicle.
I know you cannot import a rickety vehicle, so you just don't want to tell us what it was. But
you know, so the cost of the duty is even more than the car itself. So when it comes that way, you know, it's a challenge. So we're still working with government. The government should look into that this very particular one, where the cost of the duty is more than the cost of the item. Yes, it's a challenge, especially with vehicles. So that is some of the challenges we're having. And cumulatively, duty rate is about 55%. You know, cumulatively, some are about 5, some are about 10, some are 50, but cumulatively about 55%. And it's adding on to the cost of doing business, or cost of goods in the market space.
You keep talking about the cost of doing business. You know,
it's extremely high. In recent times, we have a little respite where the dollar has been, the cedi has been stabilized against the dollar, because the rate at which the dollar was flying against the cedi was a worry. Because once upon a time, getting $10,000, you need about 170,000 Ghana cedis. So, but now, as we sit, it's about, let's say, averagely, it's about 12 cedis to a dollar. So, $10,000, you need about 120,000. So you have built some savings of about 50,000. So that money can be plowed back into your business.
As traders, are you happy? Are you happy with the economy? Are you happy with what's happening? The minister last week presented the media budget. I spoke to your president there, but you represent the people who do the business. Right. I mean, a lot goes on in that space. We talk about the economic indicators. We're talking about all of these numbers looking positive, but on the ground,
we are happy. You see, what we're looking forward for is market stability.
Okay.
Yes. And how do you get market stability? We're looking at inflation, because the rate at which goods and services, the price of goods and services were going up. No, it was even difficult for even consumers to do projection, because you come and ask of a price today, tomorrow morning you go and then the price has changed. Not only that, it got to a time we're pricing our goods in dollar index terms. You see, because
people say pricing, people say it is you and your members.
No, because we don't know the uncertainty. We don't know what the dollar will do tomorrow morning. So therefore, when you begin to price your goods in dollar terms, which was bad for the economy. Yeah, but with this stability that we are enjoying, I don't remember the last time I ran to the bank looking for dollars. Because I'm waiting when I'm traveling, maybe I can go and see my commercial bank, give me some food, because I know it has been stable. So that's why we're praying that this stability, government should do everything possible to sustain it. Sustainability is the issue here, the key issue here. What are they going to do to sustain it? Yeah, but as it's the indicators look positive. Inflation is dropped. Now interest rates that we've been crying has also dropped. Now, if some of the banks want to do single digit interest for businesses.
Yeah, the policy rates is also
dropping. Currently, some banks are giving interest about 13, 15. Some of the highest about 15. So which we think compared to that, we were getting about 54 and then 40, 35. And so the economic indicators now look positive for businesses.
Okay.
Yes. So
if you just speaking to the Vice President of GUTA, Joseph Paddy is here. We're getting into other conversations. We began from the container administrative charges that they are against, calling on the Ghana Shippers Authority to make sure that the ruling of the High Court is implemented, the shipping lines have to go by it and move away from the current charges that they are asking for containers and get back to the 720 cedis as was decided on in a meeting as they all met with the Transport Ministry. Now, people say that when we get to the market, when we get to do trade, some of your members, I know maybe you know about it, but what are you doing about it? That some of them decide how they want to price goods. And even when we say that the city is doing better now and all of those things, the goods are still on the high, on the market and all of that. Why?
No, you see, the dispensation we find ourselves, you can't overprice yourself. You price yourself out of the business. Not that they price themselves out. And I tell people now, you can't even hide behind old stock because you run out of business. If you say this old stock, and therefore until I finish selling it, I'm going to maintain my old price, and somebody has bought a new stock and has reduced it, obviously you're going to go out of business. So you have a smart business way of doing business. So you mix your old stock with the new ones. We don't overprice our goods, but some of the difficulties we're facing, people complain that, foreigners' goods are cheaper than that of the Ghanaian. These are the worries. Now I ask them, the foreign, let's imagine I got a contract for $1 million, and then obviously I don't have that $1 million with me. I have to go to the bank. And then the Chinese also got a contract for $1 million. He also has to go to the bank. And he's going to borrow at the rate of 3%. And I'm going to borrow at the rate of 23%. Obviously, I'm out of, from day one, I'm out of competitiveness. I can't be competitive. So these are some of the challenges we're facing when it comes to the business. You see, I always tell people, our sisters, our mothers in the market space, they go to these microfinances and go and borrow at the rate of 10% per month. What human being can do this at 10% per month? And so it's about 120% per annum. And so it's like a magician. They are magicians. And they're able to pay.
And that is it. Because they see money every day and some of them decide to do what they want.
So obviously they pass it on to the consumer. So whatever amount they are getting it, they will pass it to you, the consumer. So you, the consumers, must also be complaining that the rate at which they borrow money to us is on the higher side. Obviously, because no businessman is a Father Christmas. He will bound his pass it on, put on the price of goods and services. So he will pass it on to you. So when you see price of goods and services going up in the market space, these are some of the reasons. You know, in your price build-up, you don't look at only one to get your prices. Recently, we traveled to Wa. And then I was telling you, we bought a yam on the way, a lot of yam for about 100 Ghana cedis. But the yam gets to Accra. Is about, a piece is about 100. And the reason I said the bad road, cutting the yam from the areas, farm to the urban areas before you get there. And even when we're traveling from Wa, we came to Wa, we landed at Tamale before getting to Accra. It took us over 13 hours. 13 hours. So just imagine somebody driving for 13 hours to get down to Accra and bring you food to eat. Obviously, if you see, so these are the difficult. If we have raised that can cut the food, price will drop. You see, so this is food inflation we're facing. These are some of this transportation, cost of fuel. Because to travel 13 hours to Accra from from Tamale. From Wa to
13 is to Tamale.
To Tamale. But so from Wa to Tamale was about 6 hours. So just imagine 6 hours plus 13, and it's bringing you a food from Wa to Accra. You know, obviously, you find challenge in this pricing. So if you can have raised that can bring the food down, and you have cost of transport coming down, fuel coming down. I don't believe so. Don't blame the businessman or the businesswoman too much when you see prices escalating going up. Nobody wants to price herself out of business. But as a result of some of these challenges we face, for example, I gave you about the port. When I go and clear the car, that is the cost of the duty is more than the cost of the car. Obviously, I'll pass it on to you. So when people are looking, don't have one eye. Look into the businessman's eye. Because the businessmen themselves. The businessmen themselves are also suffocating. They are going, they can't even break even, you know. So they just want to stay in business. So these are some of the difficulties. Not that businessmen and women are difficult or are wicked not to overprice themselves. Say they make too much profits. I don't believe averagely, margin of profit is about 10-15%. That's fine.
Okay.
No businessman can trade and do 50% margin profit. No, it's not possible in this country. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So those are some of the conversations we're having with Mr. Paddy on the program. So when you get to the markets, just find a way to get what is right for you, because as it says, there are lots of factors that goes into pricing, and many people look at that transportation, look at fuel prices and all of that. Just to wrap up our conversation, maybe we can talk about some of the issues with retailing and all of that. How's that going? Because the last time we had some traders, at Circle, were locking up, stores of foreigners, and I know it's a major issue. How's that going now?
It's the old man in the business sector. The old man. Even when we went to WA recently, we did some monitoring. Our research team, Guta research team, we went to WA and we went to Borga, Tamale to do. And when we got to WA, the complaint was even more than that of Accra.
Really?
Yes. They said they are losing the bicycle business to foreigners. The Chinese have taken over the bicycle business.
Business?
Yes, the tricycle business. Say they've taken over from them, So it's a major concern that we need to. And meanwhile, that place is preserved for Ghanaians. It has been reserved for Ghanaians. Certain area of business has been reserved for Ghanaians. And if you're a foreigner who wants to go into that area, these are what you're supposed to do. 75% of skilled laborers. Our university graduates who are not working must be able to employ about 75%. There's a recent GIPA law, Ghana Investment Promotion Authority. Employ about 75% Ghanaians to be in your business, and then a capital injection of about $500,000, and it should be in cash. Formerly, it was in goods and service, in goods or cash, but now purely it's in cash. You must bring cash. Let's see, because some of them take advantage of that and do dumping. Yes, they have brought goods of this, and some of them even do that to do capital flight and stuff. So you can't measure the amount of goods that they bring. So now, in the wisdom of GIPA, they said now bring cash. If you are bringing cash, let's see, you deposit the cash at Bank of Ghana, we see whatever you are bringing, you are trading with, you then pay here. So it's a serious concern that the business community are complaining about. Recently, the Minister of Trade asked the GIPA to look into it. Let's form a task force so that they'll go around and see. And one of the concerns we saw that most of even these foreigners that are shortchanging the system, their tax liability is nothing to write home about. They are shortchanging this in every area. So it's a concern to business community. It's a concern to Guta. As for that, it's until something is done. When we're complaining in the business front, people were complaining. Now they move into Galamsey and other sectors. Even recently, our brothers are the agents, the shipping agents who clear goods for us. Now foreigners are also taking over those areas. So just imagine your economy forced into the hands of foreigners. You are in trouble.
When we're talking about these businesses, some are very, those who are selling the phone cases, the phone
mobile phones and accessories.
All of them. Sometimes they say that you're targeting the very small, people. What about the very big companies?
Yeah, that's a concern. They say, but do you know that even the foreigners are doing hawking? I was telling someone recently.
Hawking in this
country. The foreigner. Recently, I was in my house, and then a car came and parked in front of my house, and it was this foreigner, this white guy in the car, and you know what he was selling? Fans. It says a chargeable fan, and he's giving it on high purchase. I think it's 800 Ghana. I was interested, so I went to and was trying to inquire 800 Ghana cedis, and he'll give about 3 or 4 months to pay. A foreigner
giving you, telling you that they will sell.
High purchase.
On a high purchase.
On a high purchase. And the goods are in the car. And the movie. So these are you see, and it has a security implication. It's a challenge. It has a serious security implication.
Where do you think the source is from? How do we stop that?
Yes, one of the things we should be looking at is our immigration setup.
Okay.
How many foreigners are in the country? Where do they come from? Which road do they apply? Where do they get into the country from? These are some of the things it should be a concern to all of us. You see, it's not that business don't want foreigners to come into the country, but when they come, do the right thing. Go to the right places. GIPC said do A, B, C, D. When you are done, we have a lot of foreigners who are into retail, but they've met the maximum requirement, and they are doing their business, but not when you move into hawking. I mean, that one, And all those who you see selling these mobile phones and accessories, they are all foreigners. They are all foreigners. And then even foreigners have come and they are cutting nails. This different. They are doing manicure and pedicure.
Joseph, yes, this one is not around for a very long time. You know, they just move around with the scissors and all of that. How have we? But again, you talk about the immigration system,
yes.
and I believe that is what is also adding to the situation.
Exactly.
Because if you have people who are undocumented, you can certainly not trace, you know, where they're coming from and get into. But again, when I talk about this issue, I've got to be very careful so it doesn't turn out to be a South Africa-esque situation as we're talking about here. But the laws have to work, and really we need to make sure that even as much as we're trying to help people settle into the country, I mean our foreigners, brothers and sisters from other places, they need to follow the law.
Exactly. Even in the area of human trafficking, we have to consider all those ones. And now the rate at which human trafficking is going up is on a worrying side. It's a higher side. So you know who is coming to your country. You know where they are coming from. What are they coming to do? These are some of the things we need to check. So it's not that Ghanaians, there's a saying in our local language that the whole world is Chichiku. We need them. But then when you come, let's know your background. Let's know where you are coming from. We need them in the agriculture sector. Let them come and help us buy the machineries and then those are the heavy duty equipment that we need for farming and this. That's the issue we need them for. But not this retail trading on tabletop and hawking. No. Yes.
Joseph Fadi, thank you so much for coming. I've enjoyed the conversation. We'll definitely get to the shipping authority also to get some response from them. So,
but Professor Jampo is doing very well. We appreciate his work, his effort. He's doing very, very well.
Right. So Joseph Fadi is Vice President for GUTA, who's joined us for a conversation on a lot of things with the association. But for now, we're going to get onto Zoom. There's a situation in Techiman. The Techiman Krobo students are demonstrating against the school authorities. This began yesterday, Monday, 27th July 2026, where they staged a demonstration against the school authorities. And join us now, we have Jarvis Morgan. He's a student of the Krobo Nursing Training College, and he's joined us via Zoom. And after they staged the protest to demand the prompt dismissal of their principal, Mrs. Ellen, I mean, a lot of things have happened, and we want to find out from Jarvis on that. Hi, Jarvis, thank you very much for your time. What happened yesterday? It was supposed to be a peaceful demonstration.
Yes.
So
okay, I think we are doing a demonstration because of a lot of things going on in this particular school. I think when you get to a time and someone's right is being curtailed, I think you have to fight for your right. But we are doing a peaceful demonstration concerned about what is going on in this particular school. And there are a lot of things. These are some of the things that are going on which we don't like, and we are coming to voice it out to the public. And we are waiting for the move to be able to take an effective concern about what we are talking about for a better changes.
Right. Share with us, what really is your problem?
The problem is that we are going through a lot in this particular school. And some of the points are poor government and leadership style. Poor government and leadership style.
Okay,
I think our principal should always take our grievance into consideration. When he talks, we the students, we don't talk. And our SRC board should also listen to them. They can send a grievance like this, and she can tell the SRC board that they should talk for themselves, but they shouldn't talk for we the students. But I think we the students, we're the people who are able to elect them. So if you can be able to listen to us, but you can listen to our board through, we the students who are speaking through our SRC board. So the principal is somebody who don't listen to our views through either the SRC board or the dean.
What do you want her to do?
At the same time, the welfare and feeding of the student, it is a problem. I think the previous principal who was there, we used to feed 3 times a day. But when she came, it is not so. We don't, she doesn't feed us in the morning time. That is the breakfast. And in the afternoon time, when she's going to feed us, she feeds us around 3 o'clock. And the evening time, we are going to receive supper around 9 o'clock. Imagine the fact. Presenter, if you are the one and your son or daughter is in this particular situation, are you going to accept, understand this? And before she will be able to remove the breakfast, she did not pre-inform us. She wouldn't tell us that she's going to remove the breakfast. The same payment we used to make when our previous principal used to pay us, he gave us the breakfast. It's the same payment we are doing, which the principal don't give us breakfast. And at the same time, the quantity and quality of food in which the principal gives us is not encouraging at all. So because of some of these things, we don't need her.
Okay. Jarvis,
we paid for our items, and she did not give us. We paid for our items when the previous principal was there. And when he left, as she came, we requested for our items. And she told us that if we want our item, we should go to the previous principal, which have been transferred to different schools. Imagine the feedback she is giving to us.
Jarvis.
So we should go to a different school, which our principal have been transferred to that place for our items.
Jarvis, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So I
can hear you.
Right. So you're making a number of allegations against your principal. So I'm asking that in terms of the food, you're talking about the quality of the food. What is it with the quality of the food that you're complaining about? What do you eat? What are you not getting? And all of that. I need some, substantiated details of that.
The quality and quantity of food is not enough for us. And at the same time, the same money we used to pay for the previous principal, for him to prepare, to give us quality and quantity of food, is the same amount we are paying, while this principal is not giving to us. And at the same time, she has eliminated the breakfast without pre-informing us. She did not listen to us. So when our executive board sent our grievance to her that we are complaining about the quantity and quality of the food, she told us that she can't do anything about it. Some of our students are staying outside the hostel. When our previous principal was there, he used to send food outside campus for them. But when she came, she told us that she can't get money to be able to send food outside campus for them. Meanwhile, they have paid for all those money. So during the weekend, Saturday and Sundays, they don't get food to eat. And we also, who are staying inside the campus, we don't get quality and quantity of food to eat.
Okay.
At the same time, we have poor sanitation. At the same time, we don't have water too. And she don't listen to it.
Okay, Jarvis.
I don't know what the presenter you are getting me clear.
Jarvis, I understand what you're saying. So, how long is this demonstration going to happen? What are you looking at?
Looking at it. They did not change the principal. We are not going for lectures. And at the same time, our previous seniors, when our previous principal was here, they used to write their exams before. They used to, when they are facing financial constraints, they will allow you to write your licensure exams. And after that, you will come back and write and pay the money in which you are owing. I don't know whether you are getting me.
Yes, I get you.
But here's the case, when you get to that time, and when she came, she told them that she cannot be able to control that one.
Okay.
I don't know whether you are getting what I'm
saying.
Yes,
I get you, Jarvis. Right. So you want
the principal used to accept them to write their licensure, and after that they will pay their refund.
Okay. So you want her removed. That's
she doesn't accept that one. So it became a problem to us.
So you want her removed as the principal, Jarvis?
Before you will go to the dining hall, you have to pay 60% of the money before you can be able to go to the dining hall.
Okay.
And you will pay the money too, and at the same time, you won't be able to get access to the dining. It is also a problem for us.
Okay.
So
Jarvis,
what we are looking at is more should be able to take an effective measures to be able to what? To give us a new principal. If we don't get a new principal, we don't think we're able to go for lectures.
Okay.
We are waiting.
Jarvis, thank you very much.
New principal.
Okay. Jarvis Morgan is a student of the Krobo Nursing Training School or College, I beg your pardon, in Techiman, and speaking to us there They say that they are not happy with their principal. And just before I go, there's an update from the GPR to you, because there's been a meeting with the government and they've suspended their planned 30% strike, that is increment in fares. And so we would be following that story and bring you more details subsequently. But this is where we wrap up on the program today. Many thanks for joining us. Good afternoon, Ghana. Log on to www.metrotvonline.com for more news. I am Desmond Okrekuda, so thank you for watching. Bye.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
From finding your dream home to building a legacy for your family, the Homeowner Show has been your trusted guide.
How sure are you what you're getting is the right land? And it has to do with searches, land commission, checking social planning authority, checking everything to make sure that what you are buying is not a problem or a challenge prone transaction.
The stress of even not owning a house and constantly coughing up to rent is a big issue.
Join me, Hannah Atiasi, and my distinguished panelists as we delve into exciting conversations. Season 3 of The Homeowner Show, every Saturday at 6 p.m., only on Metro TV. Don't just own a house, build a legacy for your family.
Ghana, Greater Accra, Gamashi. Are you ready for the biggest festival carnival in Ghana? Is the Gahomor Carnival 2026. Starting from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th of August 2026. The heartbeat of Ghana will echo from Jamestown Manchaibola, flowing through the historic Atanos High Street back
Timbuktu Lighthouse. Witness and experience 4 unforgettable days. 1 historic destination. Gamashi. 6th August. Red Thursday. So be. The legendary homecoming procession.
7th August. White Friday. Yeah. Dress in white and experience the Twin Festival, culture, tradition, and music. Saturday, 8th August, Homowa Red Saturday, the grand climax. Join thousands in the sea of red and display of royalty as Galhashi comes alive with spectacular sprinkling of popoi,
followed by a mega concert featuring Ghana's biggest music stars.
Sunday, Owala.
Come dressed in white.
A day of thanksgiving, reconciliation, and a powerful gospel concert to crown Homowa, celebrating 200 years of Katamanso.
Date 6th to 9th August. Venue Jamestown,
Manchabona. Crowd is calling. Gamashik is waiting. Don't just hear it.
Come and live it. For vendorship slots, call.
Main Media Partners.
Good day, fellow Ghanaians. Dr. Adelaide Arobase Ejafon is my name, Executive Director of the Jospon Group of Companies and the CEO of the African Agribusiness Consortium. By the grace of God, after several years of contributing significantly to Ghana's sanitation and waste management transformation, the Jospon Group made another bold decision a few years ago to support the transformation of Ghana's agriculture sector. As we became more involved in the agriculture sector, we realized that although Ghana has enormous agricultural potential, transforming the sector would require the active participation of a new generation of skilled and passionate young people. That is why, in partnership with the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, we sponsored 118 young Ghanaians to pursue postgraduate studies in agriculture and environmental sciences. Our goal was to prepare young professionals who will help drive Ghana's agricultural transformation. In about 2 weeks' time, these graduates will return home. They are coming back with knowledge, skills, and fresh ideas, and we are proud to welcome them home. I believe their success will not only benefit as individuals, but will also contribute to the growth of our agriculture sector and the development of our country. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, for being a valued partner in this journey, and to the Embassy of Ghana in the Russia Federation for its unwavering support and commitment to the welfare of our students throughout their studies. Thank you very much. God bless you.